This is Rob Tubber for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined by the White Rhino, Dave Allen. We're here in New York the morning after Anthony Joshua's shocking loss to Andy Ruiz. Dave, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Rob. Thank you.
Doing that weird thing again. Anyway, let's move past that. Anthony Joshua relinquishes his unified heavyweight titles to Andy Ruiz. Talk to me about the fight.
It was, I envisaged Ruiz giving him troubles early on. I thought, his experience, he's pretty fast of hand and foot. Didn't play out how I thought it would. I didn't envisage him putting Joshua down 4 times after being put over himself. I think you just have to say Ruiz was the better man last night. Joshua looked flat. He boxed like a man who had been knocked out in sparring or had been getting beat up quite badly in sparring. Like I've been there. I've been beat up in sparring lots and lots and gone into fights against journeymen and boxed ultra defensive because you're always going to get smacked in the mouth. And he looked like that last night. He looked cautious. Even when he put Ruiz over and he kind of went in for the kill, he didn't look the Joshua of norm, But he got beat. He got beat by the better man. And in the end, he quit. I felt. People might think that's a harsh thing to say. And he did quit, but he had the fight beat out of him. So Ruiz just took it to him, beat him up. And that's the worst thing about this fight. I think it's going to take some getting over. This ain't Lewis Rackman or Lewis McCall. This is a prolonged 4 or 5 round beating by a 6', 19 stone Mexican that he probably thought couldn't live with him. Questions will be asked, changes will be made, I'm sure. The rematch, I'm sure, will happen. But going off last night, do you see a different result? I'm not sure. I don't know. So it's going to be interesting.
You mentioned that Anthony Joshua being dropped 4 times. This is a question I've asked most people, really. We've seen Anthony Joshua hurt by Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, Dillian White. We've seen him bounced all over the ring now by Andy Ruiz. I think there seems to be a fragility, there seems to be a vulnerability to Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he's always had that. He's always been. I feel he's always been fragile. But he's such a beast of a man. Like you've got to hit him. You need to hit him before he hits you. But last night, I don't know, the ring walk, his face, the little neck massage. I'm hearing weird things being said in the corner. Something will come out in the wash. Something was going off in the ring after, it seemed, as well. Something will come out, whether it's a sparring story, whether it's a tale of him being unwell. I've never been his biggest fan. But I would give him the benefit of the doubt based on his 22 previous results. That last night was an off night, and the rematch. I'm very excited for the rematch. Very excited. Last night was exciting. Josh was always an exciting fight. He's a tough man, phenomenal athlete, but he was beat up last night, and it's going to take a lot of coming back from, I think.
How damaging do you think the loss is? Do you think it's more of a psychological issue or more of a physical issue? As you say, he did take a sustained beating, but it was kind of. We're here for his, let's have it right, a showcase event. He was supposed to get Andy Ruiz out of there and look good doing it.
Yeah, it's difficult because it was the manner he was beating in. Everyone who fights Anthony Joshua now is just going to think, you know what? Take him past a few rounds, he's going to blow up. Hit him on the chin, he's going to go. I watched it and thought, you know what? He's there for the beating by anybody that can take him a few rounds and can punch. And before last night, I wouldn't have thought that. You wouldn't, and numerous other heavyweights would have thought, oh, he's the best heavyweight on the planet, he's a bit too much for me. You watch him last night and you think, he's not, he's there to be, he's very beatable. And I'm just so glad Andy Ruiz was the man to do it. Could have been Wilder, could have been Tyson Fury, but I'm glad it was Ruiz. It shakes up the division. He gives a young kid from nothing. He's now the unified heavyweight champion of the world. A really nice man as well. I'm not happy that Joshua got beat. Joshua winning for me really is the best result. As a matchroom fighter, I guess you could call me. The best result is a Joshua win. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to keep this Wilder, Fury, all these fights bubbling up. But I said the other day, one of them's going to get beat eventually. These aren't supermen. Ruiz is a good fighter. You've got your Parkers, you've got your Whites, you've got your Ortizes. all men capable of shocking the world and upsetting the apple cart. So I'm glad Ruiz did it. I'm glad it was Ruiz. Just a nice kid, changed his life and proved you can be a fat fucker and still be pretty good. So yeah, I'm not happy Joshua lost. I'm not happy that he lost. I take no joy in it, but I'm very happy Andy Ruiz won. Very.
You mentioned Wilder, Fury. Has this? I mean, it's kind of too soon to really think about just how big of a shift in the landscape this is. Do you feel like those fights will now be easier to make, more difficult to make? They certainly, I would assume, will not have the same commercial appeal or the same public demand after last night. Good thing, bad thing?
It's difficult because the British public may just turn on Anthony altogether. I was in the crowd last night. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. If he beats Ruiz, this can all be swept away. This can be part of his story. He can become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He lost on Ruiz, he came back, he did this. If he loses to Ruiz the second time, he's finished. There is no other alternative. What does he do? He goes down in the levels and fights the winner of Dave Allen, David Price. They ain't going to fill him with much joy, is it? So if he loses to Ruiz, he's finished. The rematch, I believe, will happen because they want to keep the belt. Eddie will want to keep the belts in house. He ain't going to want Ruiz to go and fight Wilder or Fury because the belts are then out of the camp altogether for good. So yeah, a lot will hinge on the rematch, which I believe will happen November, December time. If he loses that, he's finished, I believe. I know I can lose as many fights as I want because no one thinks I'm much cop anyway. Anthony Joshua can't afford to lose 2 on the bounce, and that's the sad truth of it. There's a lot of pressure on the young man. I hope he's all right. He didn't look all right last night. I was on the ring walk. I looked at him and I thought, this man doesn't look right. The neck massage thing, I couldn't even hear what was going off in the corner, but he just he didn't look right. So we must give him the benefit of the doubt and wait for the rematch. But by no means do we take anything away from Andy Ruiz by saying that.
Would you advise Joshua to take the rematch if you were the person advised, in that capacity?
No, I wouldn't. If I was Anthony Joshua, I'd go to an island and I'd move there and I'd never box again. He will want to come back. I know what kind of man he is. I've known him for a long time. I've known him for a lot of years. We started sparring 7 years ago. The man lives and breathes competition, boxing, because that's what he does. He wouldn't have underestimated Ruiz. He'll be gutted. He'll be hurting like there's no tomorrow. I know he'll be hurting. He's a very competitive, driven man, and he'll be upset. He'll want the rematch. I would be advising him to not have the rematch. I think he needs a shake-up, the change. Rob McCracken, I like Rob McCracken. He's done great things for the Great Britain boxing team. Look what he did with Froch, but I think he needs a shake-up. I think he needs a change, and I'm not a believer in changing trainers at every avenue, every loss. Let's change the trainer. That's not what I believe in. But he was jabbing from his hip. He's trying to shoulder roll and jab from the hip. I think he thought because Ruiz was small, Ruiz can fight. Joshua is just a phenomenal athlete. He ain't ever going to be your Roberto Duran. He ain't going to turn into him overnight and start showing all these skills. The man is what he is. He's an absolute beast. Get a jab. He hasn't got a jab. He's a heavyweight champion of the world, but he doesn't. I can sit here and people say you're not any good. He hasn't got a jab. First and foremost, in my opinion, am I wrong? I'm not wrong. He hasn't got a jab. The only defence he's got is hands cuffed around his ears or a very slack-looking shoulder roll. He punches correctly. He's a great athlete. Go out there. If he'd gone out there last night, I believe stiff jab in Ruiz's face, followed up with the right hand, it would have been all over in no time, in my opinion. I think it was. I don't know if it was complacency. I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think he needs to change. I'm not the greatest boxer in the world, but I know I read boxing very well. I know I've been around boxing for 11 years and I'm quite a skillful fighter really. I've been around and I've never been put on my backside since I was a young kid. I watch him and I think he needs a change. He needs to freshen up. He needs to not jump in with Ruiz. He needs to come back and have a few fights and work on things. We all need to work on things. God knows I need to work on 1,000,001 things, but so does he. I don't think coming back with Ruiz will make him a better fighter. Maybe he beats Ruiz, maybe his pure physicality he'll march through him next time because he'll be physically 100% and whatever else, but it won't make him a better fighter because he goes from Ruiz, he'll have to go in with a Wilder or Fury. He needs to improve. He's got where he's got, I believe, on pure just being the animal of a man that he is. I have not seen him improve as a boxer in years and years. And that's the truth of it. And people can say, who's Dave Allen to say that about Anthony Joshua? But that's the truth. He hasn't improved for years and years. And that may not lie at the feet of Rob McCracken or his other coaches. But he isn't being shown anything new because he isn't doing anything new. Someone needs to get hold of him. I don't know. I wouldn't know who to advise, but he needs a solid jab. He needs to work with what he's got. And at last night, the first round, I turned around to people that I was there and I said, he's getting beat. I said, he's backing away with his hands down without a jab. This Ruiz will hit him eventually with a left hook and he'll take him out. It didn't work out how I thought it would, but I could see from the first round, you can't back up against a man like that with your hands down, with your head in the air, giving away rounds. He gave away the first few rounds. I don't know. It's hard. And people will dig me out and say, well, who are you to say this? But you don't have to be a great fighter to know what you're seeing.
Okay, well, Dave Allen, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. You've got to go, and Darren keeps calling you. Thanks very much. Great night here in New York.
The undercard was fantastic. The undercard was fantastic. One of the best shows I've been to. You know, Eddie and that will be I'm sure, very saddened by the defeat and the Josh Kelly draw, but he put on a fantastic show last night. You know, Callum Smith is the best super middleweight and light heavyweight on the planet, in my opinion. Unbelievable talent, unbelievable. I think he's phenomenal. Katie Taylor, I thought she got beat last night, but a great fight. Bassoon, I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to scrap her. What a beast. Just phenomenal night last night. Brilliant. Great show, great arena. I really enjoyed it massively.
Who did you have winning the Kelly Robinson and Taylor Bassoon fight?
I think Bassoon won 7-3. I had her winning by a mile. I put it on Twitter and everyone was giving me grief. I said, maybe I can't see well from here. But I thought Bassoon won easily. I thought she won maybe 7-3. She was just doing way too much work. I thought Robinson edged the Kelly fight close, but he edged it. We're in America, the land of many things, but the land of aggressiveness. Well, being aggressive and throwing shots will win you the fight. Posturing and feinting and the rest of it, it looks good. Kelly's phenomenally talented, but he wasn't winning the rounds for me. Kelly was backing up and landing shots. They weren't great shots. Robinson, I could see him coming from the back of the arena, but he's a very tough, strong man and experienced, and I thought he edged the fight by maybe a round. The draw was fair enough. I couldn't really see Kelly winning it because over 10 rounds, just didn't think he won the fight. Over the 10-round period, he didn't do enough. And I wanted Taylor to win. I really did. I really wanted Josh to win. Don't believe they did, but I don't think. But I wouldn't take anything away from them and say it was a bad night for him. Josh will learn a lot from that. Katie got the win, and I love Katie Taylor. I love her. I do really like her as well. Not like that, obviously. I just like her. I think she's nice.
Okay, well, Dave Allen, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much. And also, last thing, Tommy Coyle, what a man, what a warrior, brave man. Jamie Moore was phenomenal. Chris Algieri just stepped too far last night, but he had to go. Thank you very much, everyone who's watching. This is David Allen for Boxing Social. Hope you've enjoyed Rob Tubbett and Andy Purrell's work this week. They've been working very hard. Great work from the team.
Shout out Poseidon Plumbing.
Poseidon Plumbing.